Hi, Jess here from The Spark Effect, where we are learning how to work smarter and not harder in our businesses by maximizing the power of our brain through the latest in neuroscience. Today's video is about stress, and how we can actually intervene to deactivate our stress response so that we can stay calm and clear thinking, creative, and all those wonderful things even when we're feeling under pressure. So my question for you is, do you know when you're stressed? And when you do know, what do you do to actually deactivate your stress response and move back to a place of calm? The reality is, as business owners, is that we will always face stress and pressure, particularly if we're trying to step out of our comfort zone, to do more, to take on bigger jobs, and to stretch ourselves. So what I wanted to share with you today is one simple breathing activity that you can do to actually deactivate your stress response. Now, I go into this in a lot more detail in my 6-week program, but what I wanted to share with you today was just some of the basics around understanding what is happening in your brain when you're stressed and what you can do to take control. So the very first thing that you need to understand is not all stress is bad. You know, I'm sure you would know that there's times when you've been stressed, but it's actually helped you to focus and really get the job done. But the stress that we actually need to be more aware of is the stress that's at a higher level, and the stress that actually holds us back rather than propels us forward. And it's pretty clear how we feel it a little bit differently in our body. You'll find that your mind starts racing. It's really hard to focus. You know, your heart might be racing. You might feel quite scared or anxious, or feel like you can't do the thing that is in front of you that you need to do. So that's the stress that we actually want to be intervening at, and as quickly as we possibly can. Because when we don't intervene in our stress response, it just builds up and gets bigger and bigger. And why this is important in business is that, other than the fact that being under chronic stress for long periods of time is not good for our body, the other reason is that as our stress levels go up, our ability to think clearly actually goes down. To really basically understand this is that in our brain, our prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain that's involved in clear, critical, rational thinking and decision making, actually gets hijacked by a different part of our brain. It's a small little part of our brain called the amygdala, which is the emotional center of our brain that fires off our fight or flight response. When we are thinking more from our amygdala than our prefrontal cortex, it means that we're actually in a really reactive and emotive state. What you'll find in this state is that you'll make really quick, rash decisions. You'll often make mistakes. You'll look back with regret on some of the things that you've said or done, and you just know that you're not thinking as clearly as you normally would be, which means you're just not doing your best work. So as business owners, we really need to have a toolkit of how we can actually better manage stress so that we don't end up making mistakes or feeling highly emotive or reactive, or not being able to access our full intelligence. So how do we do this? The way that we do this is actually by using our body, by using our breathing to actually shift what is happening in our brain. Super, super simple. Now, I'm sure all of you have come across breathing strategies in the past, and this one might not be new to you at all, but it will be a great reminder to you about the power of breathing. So this strategy is super simple. It's about taking 10 deep breaths. Now, I'm just going to show you how you would do that in 3 breaths so you can see how that would be. So I would be putting my feet on the ground so that I'm nicely firmly planted and grounded, closing my eyes, and I'd breathe in. 1, 2, 3. So you would continue this up to the count of 10, counting in your head, not out loud. Now this might seem quite simple, but when you're really stressed, your brain is going to want to pull you in all different directions, anywhere but the present moment. So the trick about this 10 breath strategy, and I call it the reset breathing strategy, is that as you're breathing and you forget what number you are up to, you have to begin back at the beginning. You have to begin back at 1. What this allows you to do is actually really focus your brain on the here and now. Not in the fears or anxieties about the past or the present, but in the now. And so when you reach a count of 10, the aim is to go back and do another round of 10, making sure that you're trying to breathe slower and deeper each time that you do it. Once you've done those 2 rounds of 10, you will notice that you will feel far more calmer and relaxed. You'll also know that in your brain, you've actually switched modes, that your fight or flight response, your body's stress response, has actually been deactivated. What that means is that your amygdala is a lot calmer and your prefrontal cortex has been reactivated. From here, we're now in a wonderful calm position to actually think critically about what's going on, to plan, to challenge our thinking, all of which I go into in the 6-week program that I run. So your challenge today is 1, if you're feeling stressed, to actually use this reset breathing strategy to lower your stress response so you're in a calm state of mind to move forward. If you're not feeling particularly stressed, this strategy is still a fantastic brain habit to introduce into your daily routine. So that is your challenge today. I would love for you to share in the comments how you go with this reset breathing strategy, how you feel afterwards. If you would love to learn more about how your brain works and how you can actually better manage stress and be more productive and creative in your business, then head over to thesparkeffect.com.au. You can discover more about my course and how to work with me and other blog posts. Or come say hi on Facebook at The Spark Effect AU. I look forward to hearing from you and hearing how you're going, and I will see you in the next video where I'll share with you some other fantastic tips and tricks you can use to really build and maximize your brain so you can actually start to grow your business in really significant ways.